Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am Poonam Dua and today we will go for the analysis of recent SAVITRIBAI PHULE Pune University MA English entrance exam which was conducted very recently last Sunday in the same year 2022. And I will like to say thanks to all my students who could provide me the valuable inputs so that I could complete this analysis. This analysis could never be completed without the help of my students. Thanks a lot. Let us continue to our video. Please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel. All the students have given me this format, although it was expected that there will be 100 questions and approximately 20 will be related to aptitude. But there were in total 60 questions, 20 questions related to aptitude, which had the marking scheme 20 into 1, and 40 questions related to literature, which had the marking scheme 40 into 2. They did not get the hard copy of it, so whatsoever they could recall, whatsoever was retained in their memory, that has been given to me, and again I'm very thankful. Let us start the questions analysis as per their memory. UGC's full form was asked and it was, according to me, an easy question: University Grants Commission. There were some direction questions like if a man goes in certain directions and turn left and right, then how far he is from the initial position. And some question like if a man goes south 5 kilometer and turns right, goes 3 kilometer, then goes left 4 kilometer, which direction he is facing now. Direction related, these two questions were there. One in which the distance was to be told and one in which the direction was to be told. In the same aptitude part of 20 questions, there were some alphabet series questions, some number series questions, and some grammatical questions. There was a passage question as well, for which I did not get the passage. It was very large and they could not remember it. At least they could give me the question what kind of passage it is. Passage ko padhne se most of the students came to know that it was a letter of recommendation. पैसेज से ही एक और क्वेश्चन था, which department the girl belongs to. So these many questions they could recall from the aptitude part, and let us start the literature part now. Sahitya Academy Award winner 2021 was asked, although the answer depends upon the options, but if we talk about English winner, then the answer will be Namita Gokhale. They could recall the questions but not the options of many questions. Who among the following was a Cavalier poet? That was one of the questions. One question was related to the critique style of F.R. Lewis. Next question, for which we certainly do not need the options. We know the answer, which is a novel by Vikram Seth in verse form, and the answer is Golden Gate. Next question was there, which of the following was not written by Champa Lahiri? They could not remember all the options, but the correct one was Amitav Ghosh's The Glass Palace. There was one question related to this periodical Tetler. Tetler started by whom? The correct answer should be S.A. Sir Richard Steele, and it was started in April 1709, appearing 3 times weekly until January 1711. Tatler started by Richard Steele. There was a question from one of the very famous novel of Thomas Hardy, Far from Madding Crowd. Far from Madding Crowd takes its title from. This was the question. Title कहाँ से लिया गया, कहाँ से inspired है? Far from madding crowds, ignoble strife, their sober wishes, never learn to stray along the cool, sequestered vale of life, they kept noiseless tenor of their way. These lines, यहाँ से लिया गया title, and these lines are from famous elegy written by Thomas Gray. That was supposed to be the answer. And there was one question, which of the following was not written by Amitav Ghosh? There were many questions in which this negated word was used, not. तो not पर आप लोगों को हमेशा ही ध्यान देना चाहिए. अमिताभ घोष ने क्या नहीं लिखा? It was Dance Like a Man, which is actually written by Mahesh Dattani. Some question was there related to characteristic of metaphysical poetry. Some question who was not a part of transcendentalism in American literature. So overall, you needed a very deep study of literature to opt for this question paper. Then there was a question who wrote conversation poems, and most probably, according to the options, the answer should be Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The conversation poems are a group of at least 8 poetries composed by S.T. Coleridge between these years, and each details a particular life experience which led to the poet's examination of nature and the rule of poetry. Very famous conversation poetries written by S.T. Coleridge. Then there was a question about the type of novel Pamela, what kind of novel is Pamela? Pamela or Virtue Rewarded is an epistolary novel. Epistolary novel, something which is written in the form of letters, published in 1740 by English writer Samuel Richardson. One question related to nationality. Who among the following is not an African American writer? And they could not remember all the 4 options, but the right option here was Margaret Atwood because of being Canadian. Next question, who is not a character from Wuthering Heights, a very famous and single novel written by Emily Bronte. I could not receive the options, but anybody who has read this novel thoroughly can give the answer easily. Then there was a question related to chronological arrangement. आपको कुछ events को chronological order में arrange करना था. School of Abuse by Stephen Gossoon, Sydney's An Apology for Poetry, Peacock's 4 Ages of Poetry, and Shelley's Defense of Poetry. And this is the sequence: 1579, 1595, 1820, and 1821. Some quick questions for which I could not get the options. Which of the following poetry was not written by Emily Dickinson? Which of the poetry is not written by Walt Whitman? Which is the famous elegy written on death of Abraham Lincoln? For which the right answer is "O Captain, my Captain." Then there was one question in statement form as well, which has been recalled. Essay on criticism is in didactic mode as well as poetic form. Statement form में था ये question, and one question related to pragmatism and semantic and 7 types of ambiguity से related भी एक question था, which was written by William Empson. So exact question paper could not be procured, but whatsoever I could provide as analysis in this video, I owe all the credit to all my students. Most of the students of my class found the paper to be easy because they worked really hard. And I hope all of them clear this exam, and a great best of luck from the bottom of my heart. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link given in description to get connected to us for the admission purpose. Thanks a lot for watching. Best of luck for exam, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel.